After hearing the description of his Brigu lineage, Maharishi Shaunaka asks Ugrashrava why exactly King Janamejaya performed the snake sacrifice to destroy the snakes, whose son was King Janamejaya. And why did Astika save the snakes from that snake sacrifice? Who was Astika's father? I want to know all of this in complete depth and detail. In response to Maharishi Shaunaka's question, Ugrashrava explains that the story of who Astika's father was and why he saved the snakes from Janamejaya's snake sacrifice is a very long story. I heard this entire story from my father Lomaharshana, who was one of Vedavyasa's most talented disciples. The story of Sage Astika is said to destroy all the sins of human beings. Therefore, first of all, I will narrate the story of Astika in complete detail. The name of Sage Astika's father was Jaratkaru. He was an extremely powerful, ascetic, and great sage. Jaratkaru had followed celibacy throughout his entire life and had gained complete control over his hunger and diet. Most of his time was spent in an intense penance, and he also had a very deep understanding of religious scriptures. Once upon a time, Sage Jaratkaru set out on a journey. Along the way, he continued moving forward while bathing in all the sacred pilgrimage sites and holy rivers that came along his path. During his journey, wherever evening fell, he would make that place his temporary shelter. He had also gained complete control over his sleep, so he never slept and remained constantly engaged in spiritual practices. As he traveled, he appeared radiant and powerful, like a blazing fire. During this very journey, Jaratkaru came across a very strange sight at one place. He saw that his ancestors were hanging upside down inside a very deep pit, with their feet pointing upward and their heads facing downward. Jaratkaru did not recognize them, so he asked them, "Who are you people, and why are you hanging upside down in this deep pit with your heads facing downward? Even the blade of grass supporting you here has been almost completely gnawed away by rats, and because of this, you are about to fall down at any moment." Hearing Jaratkaru's words, his ancestors told him, "We are wandering sages who follow strict rules and vows." They further said, "Because our lineage has come to an end, we are hanging in this pit, and now we are about to fall directly down onto the earth or into hell. There is now only one descendant left to continue our lineage, and his name is Jaratkaru. But our unfortunate descendant, instead of getting married, is following celibacy and remains completely absorbed in penance all the time. Therefore, because our family lineage is coming to an end, we are hanging here in this pit. Even though there is an heir who could protect and continue our family lineage, we have been left helpless and almost orphaned." After this, Jaratkaru's ancestors themselves asked Jaratkaru, "O noble one, who are you who is expressing sorrow over our miserable and helpless condition as though you were one of our own relatives and family members? Who are you who is standing here beside us with such affection and a sense of belonging?" In response, Jaratkaru said, "You are none other than my own grandfathers, great-grandfathers, and ancestors, and the Jaratkaru you are talking about is none other than me. Please tell me, what service can I do for you?" Then Jaratkaru's grandfather said, "Son, for the sake of continuing and preserving the lineage of our family, try to get married and focus on having children. For the welfare of all of us, this would be the most right and noble thing to do." In response, Jaratkaru said, "I had firmly decided in my heart that I would never marry just to enjoy the pleasures of married life, nor would I accumulate wealth and riches. But if my marriage and having children can bring welfare and salvation to all of you, then I am completely ready to get married. But I have one special condition for marriage. I will marry only that girl whose name is exactly the same as mine, that is, Jaratkaru. Along with this, her brothers and family members must willingly come forward themselves and happily wish to give their sister to me, and she must be given to me in the form of alms or charity. And as you all already know, I have no wealth or riches. I am completely poor. So if I ask for someone's daughter myself, who would give her to me as a wife, Therefore, I will accept a girl as my wife only if someone gives me his daughter as alms without me asking for her. Therefore, O my ancestors, I will always make efforts to find a bride of this kind. But if I cannot find such a girl, I will not marry at all. And if I do find such a girl, I will certainly marry her. And the child born from her womb will deliver all of you from this crisis." Thus, Jaratkaru, who had been following the strict rules and vows of celibacy, began wandering from place to place across the entire earth in search of a girl for marriage. But despite making many efforts and trying repeatedly, he could not find a girl who fulfilled his conditions. Finally, frustrated and remembering his ancestors, one day, Jaratkaru went into a dense forest and called out in a low voice, "Is there anyone who would give me his daughter as a gift or as alms?" At that very moment, King of the Nagas Vasuki came before Sage Jaratkaru with his sister and said, "O sage, please accept this gift." But a thought immediately came into Sage Jaratkaru's mind. What if the girl's name was not the same as his? Therefore, he directly asked King Vasuki, "O King of the Nagas, tell me truthfully, what is your sister's name?" In response, King Vasuki said, "My younger sister is known by the name Jaratkaru. I am willingly giving her to you as alms. Please accept her. She has been carefully kept safe for you alone for a very long time, so accept her as your wife." Saying this, King Vasuki placed his sister's hand into the hands of Sage Jaratkaru. After this, Sage Jaratkaru also accepted the girl who shared his own name as his wife, following all the proper religious customs and scriptural rituals. Thus, Sage Jaratkaru and Jaratkaru, the sister of King Vasuki, were married to each other. Later, a radiant and powerful child was born to them, who was named Astika. Astika later became a highly knowledgeable and accomplished scholar of the Vedas and Vedangas. He was not only a great ascetic and righteous man, but he also looked upon all living beings and people in society equally, and maintained an equal attitude toward everyone. In ancient times, Kadru, the mother of the Nagas, had given a terrible curse to her own sons, the snakes, saying, "All of you will be burned to ashes in the fire of King Janamajaya's great sacrifice." Later, the wise Astika, the son of Sage Jaratkaru, stopped that terrible sacrifice of King Janamejaya and saved the innocent snakes from being burned to death, giving them a new life.